So for our project, we decided to do Rome before the Common Era. We chose Rome because we knew how big of an imperial power it was, and we wanted to learn of the origins of what a powerful place it was. The significance of Rome is it is known for its powerful military and being an extreme imperial power at the time. They were also known for their architecture and their roads. So let's first talk about the founding of Rome. It is said through stories that Rome was founded on April 21st, 753 BCE. There is not a lot of information during this time because Greek historians did not pay much mind to Rome until the Pyrrhic War, which was in 280 to 275 BCE. The story of the founding of Rome goes as the fall of Troy and Prince Aeneas fleeing to Italy. Later, his descendant King Numitor had a daughter named Rhea Silva. The god of Mars and Rhea Silva had twins named Romulus and Remus. Numitor's brother Aemilius ordered the twins to be thrown into the Tiber River. A wolf heard their cries in the river and cared for them. Faustulus, a shepherd's man, found them and raised them as if they were their own. Remus was captured by bandits when he was older and was brought to Numitor, where they found out that they were his grandsons. They went on to find Rome, where the she-wolf nurtured them. They didn't know what hill to start building on, so Romulus took one hill and Remus took another hill. Remus found 6 vultures on his hill, but Romulus found 12 on his. They took this as a sign as to what hill to build on. But Remus got very jealous of this, and Romulus went on to kill him. Romulus then became the first king of Rome. So let's talk about the kings from 715 to 616 BCE. The second king after Romulus was in 715 BCE, named Numa Pompilius. He is known for adding January and February to the calendar and was very peaceful, unlike Romulus. The next king was in 673 BCE, named Tullus Hostilius. He was much like Romulus and was known for warfare and organizing the military, and making the population of Rome larger. There is a chance that during his rule, Alba Longa was destroyed. The Curiate Assembly, which held some of Rome's legislative power, elected Ancus Marcus as the 4th king of Rome in 642 BCE. He is known for the first expansion of Rome beyond the Tiber River. The Curiate Assembly also elected Lucius Tarquinius Priscus after Marcus died. It is said that he increased the number of people in senatorial and equestrian rank, starting the Roman games, and built a wall around the city.
5th century Rome. One of the most notable events around 5th century Rome was the foundation of the Roman Republic. During the periods before and during the early Roman Republic, there was not very substantial written history, though historians have determined very few key events to be true. In this slide on the bottom left, it depicts during the Republic and what an assembly would look like, whereas on the right, it is when Rome was a monarchy and it was under more tyrannical rule. The last king of Rome. It is believed among historians that Lucius Tarquinius Superbus was the 7th and final king of Rome. Tarquin reigned from 534 BCE to 509 BCE. During his time in power, he murdered his father-in-law, Servius Tullius, in order to establish an absolute despotism over Rome. During Tarquin's reign of terror, many senators were put to death, which in turn led to the revolt led by Lucius Junius Brutus, who was a senator at the time. By grouping together with other senators, Junius led the revolt to overthrow the Roman monarchy and form the Republic of Rome. The Republic of Rome would end up lasting from 509 BCE to 27 BCE. A fun fact about Tarquinius's last name, Superbus, is that means the proud. And the bottom right is a depiction of Tarquinius, and on the bottom left, it's another depiction of what Rome was like under his rule. The Republic of Rome. The early government of the Republic consisted of 2 consuls who replaced the role of king. When the nation was in serious military conflict, Rome would appoint a dictator in place of the consuls. This dictator, however, could not hold military command for longer than 6 months. And then, instead of just being an advisor of the king, the Senate held more power over both the magistrates and the people of Rome. The Senate gained this power through its members' high levels of prestige. 2 consuls were elected each year with veto power over one another by the Comitia Centuria. This assembly is known for its voting bias. Senate the Senate nominated names for the Comitia Centuria to vote on to elect consuls. The image below depicts an assembly consisting of the Senate and the 2 elected consuls.
In 390 BC, the Gallic tribes swept down the Po River and sacked Rome. The invaders departed shortly after because they received a ransom in gold. This event led to Rome's dominant rule over the next centuries. Rome continued to become dominant and decided they wanted to become dominant in the Latin League. However, the Latins took arms against Rome to maintain their independence. This sparked the Latin War from 340 to 338 BCE, which was quickly decided in Rome's favor. Another major turning point for Rome was the Second Samnite War during 304 BC. Rome established many new colonies and gained control over central and southern Italy. The Samnites signed an alliance treaty with Rome in 354 BC. There were also some other major events that played out in the 4th century. I included some here. One is in 396 BC. Pay was introduced to Roman soldiers for the first time. In 329 BC, the Circus Maximus was completed, which in Latin means a great or big circus. So I have a picture down here of the circus that was built. And then in 312 BC, the construction of the first aqueduct and major road connecting southern Italy and Rome was built. So now we're going to move on to the 3rd century. So after the 4th century, Rome was quickly becoming the master of Italy. They spent this decade pushing forward through conquest and colonization. After 3 wars with the Samnites in the north, the third being from 298 to 290 BC, and the Pyrrhic War against Greek towns in the south, Rome was now the unquestioned master of Italy. Eventually, Rome was led into conflict against the Carthage for control of the Mediterranean. This sparked the Punic Wars from 264 to 146 BCE. There were 2 leaders of these wars, Hannibal, who led the Carthage, and Scorpio Africanus, who led Rome. Eventually, the Romans occupied Carthage and destroyed it in 146. The defeat of the Carthage defined Rome's momentum even more, and now they had their sights set on the entire Mediterranean area.
One of the first things to happen in this new century was the Second Macedonian War. This war started in 200 BC and ended 197 BC. This was between Macedon and Rome with their allies Pergamon and Rhodes. Macedon was defeated and was forced to abandon all possession of southern Greece, Thrace, and Asia Minor. This event was important as through time, Rome eventually conquers this region. In 188 BC, the Treaty of Apamea was between Roman Republic and Antiochus III. This treaty forced Antiochus to surrender all of his Greek and Anatolian possession, reaching out all the way to the Taurus Mountains, including their war elephants, making sure that he would abandon all of Europe. One of the most important events happened in 149 BC as the Lex Calpurnia de Repetundus was created by Lucius Calpurnius Piso. This law translates to the Law of Calpurnius for the recovery of property. It established the first permanent criminal court in Roman history that had a praetor and had a jury with senators. This law mainly dealt with the crime of the Roman governors in the province. This made them give back to the people for what they stole with additional compensations. Before this, the legislative member would depend on emotions and rhetorical devices. This was a big step to a better structure for the future that later modifies this law. The Punic War started in 149 BC and ended 146 BC. Rome had defeated Carthage once again and went further as to raise to their city by burning it and enslaving the people of Carthage. This made Rome at the time very powerful in the Mediterranean as they conquered Carthage and Greece. Gaius Marius was born in 157 BC and died in 86 BC. He was a Roman general and statesman and was elected as part of the council 7 times. He reformed the Roman army that was called Marian reforms. This reform revolutionized Roman's army weapons requirements for recruitments, strategy, and the men and their skills.
Alright, so for our project, we decided to do Rome back in the BC times. And what was so special about Rome during this time was that they had such a strong military and power that they were always just trying to seize and get all the land and power that they could. So the 1st century, it corresponds with the last decades of the Roman Republic, and it transitioning into the start of the ruling of the Rome by empires, so the Roman Empire. And this is the era of the strongmen, so like Julius Caesar, Augustus, Caesar, Pompey the Great, and Spartacus. So what really started off the first century was there was a social war against their Italian allies because the Italian city of Asculum massacres its Roman citizens and prepares for the Roman reprisal. They were trying to overtake Rome and its power, and that was happening between 91 to 88 BC. The slave war, that was from 73 to 71 BC, and that was fought by Spartacus and over 100,000 people because of the third largest slave revolt. What was so special about this was that Spartacus was an inspiration to others. He's a famous leader. He overcame the odds and problems that he had to face during this slave war. And then right after that, 20 years later, there was a rioting in Rome. Julius Caesar, back from 49 to 45, there was a civil war between Caesar and the forces of Pompey. So then in 45, Caesar becomes the first dictator of Rome, and he got pretty well known after his war victory with Pompey, so that helped him become the ruler of Rome. And with that, the Roman Republic stopped once he became the ruler. But then in 44 BC, Julius Caesar was assassinated after the Republic, and after that, the Republic tried to start up again, but then another civil war broke open right after that. And then Caesar Augustus, so back in 27 BC, the Roman Empire starts as Caesar Augustus becomes the first Roman Empire.